Israeli strikes concluded, Iran truly thought it had the answers to counter such an overwhelming and massive aerial assault. A devastating wave of drone and missile strikes rocked several U.S. military bases located throughout the entire Middle East region very recently. The United States military certainly did not take these provocations lying down, as they prepared a massive response against all Iranian interests. Iran came back with more missiles, and the United States retaliated with devastating and instant revenge that shook the very foundations of Tehran. United States B-2 pilots just did something truly unbelievable in Iran, and Tehran knows that it has already lost the entire war today. Reeling from a devastating blitz of American and Israeli strikes, the United States carried out 900 strikes in the first 12 hours. Additionally, Israel bombed Iranian targets 1,200 times in 24 hours, so Iran knew that it absolutely had to strike back fast. The Iranian military tried desperately, but they simply could not hit the advanced aircraft flying high overhead during these intense combat operations now. These planes are too fast, too well coordinated, and simply too good for the significantly weakened air defenses of the current Iranian regime today. But what Iran could do is use its missiles to attack targets that are not zipping along at speeds that are faster than sound. The Iranian leadership chose to target stationary locations, such as United States air bases, which were quite vulnerable to their long-range missiles. Unleashing a massive wave of missiles and drones, Iran targeted a slew of United States bases located throughout the extremely volatile Middle East. This strategic move instantly transformed a countrywide conflict into a brutal war that is currently affecting the entire regional landscape right now. France 24 has provided the details in a February 28th article, where it outlines exactly what Iran hit, or tried to hit. In Bahrain, which is home to the 5th Fleet and Naval Forces Central Command, Iran targeted the primary naval service center for America. The Iranian military specifically chose this location because it serves as a critical hub for United States maritime operations in the local region. Gray plumes of smoke have been seen rising from near the base, which is home to a very strategic deep-water naval port facility. Still has forces based in the autonomous Kurdish region. Explosions were recorded near the U. However, the Kurdish security forces saw that the U managed to intercept many drones and missiles that flew over the city of Erbil. Then, the focus moved onto Jordan's Muwafaq Salti Air Base, where the United States has deployed dozens of its most advanced military aircraft. According to early reporting from the ground, 2 ballistic missiles were shot down over Jordan, with only minor material damage being caused. The intensity of the situation keeps on going, and if you keep watching, you are going to learn exactly how America retaliated. Bases and depots containing equipment. Iranian missiles targeted the Ali al-Salam Air Base. These missiles were mostly intercepted by defense systems, though Italy says that Iran managed to damage a key runway at the base. Explosions were also recorded very close to the Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, which is home to components of U.S. Iran also appears to have targeted the Qatari capital of Doha with an attack, creating a state of high alarm for civilians. In the United Arab Emirates, which is home to the Al Dhafra Air Base, 2 witnesses claim they saw smoke following several explosions. 2 rounds of Iranian missiles were reportedly intercepted in the UAE, though debris from the first wave killed a civilian on the ground. And finally, in Syria, an Iranian missile killed 4 civilians, though the United States is currently withdrawing its troops from that country. This was a massive Iranian attack, and a desperate attempt to project power after the U.S. Over 1,000 targets on Iranian soil were destroyed in one day, leaving the regime in Tehran feeling vulnerable and very desperate. The United States has unfortunately suffered casualties as a result of Iran's missile response, which has shocked the world this week. Another 5 brave soldiers have sustained serious injuries, and the president reminded the nation that casualties often happen in war, which is a grim reality that all military families understand well. The United States military wanted immediate revenge for these losses, and they got it by using the B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. This aircraft is one of the most powerful aerial assets in the arsenal, capable of striking deep into the heart of Iran. On March 1st, reports from the war zone indicated that America's B-2 bombers had officially entered the air campaign against the Iranian regime. These legendary aircraft took flight from their home base in Missouri, beginning a long journey to deliver a message of American strength. Flying from Whiteman Air Force Base, these stealthy bombers reached Iranian airspace during the early hours of March 1st to unleash their fire. When they finally arrived over their targets, they unleashed hell upon the Iranian military infrastructure that was used to store deadly missiles. The regional conflict has escalated to a point where every nation in the Gulf now feels the heat of the fire. Qatar and the United Arab Emirates are seeing unprecedented levels of military activity as Iranian missiles continue to fall across their borders. In the busy capital city of Doha, sirens blared throughout the night, while local residents sought safety in underground bunkers and shelters. This aggressive behavior from Tehran shows that they are willing to risk everything in a desperate attempt to maintain their regional influence. Unfortunately, the debris falling from the sky has led to the tragic loss of innocent civilian lives in several of these nations. One civilian was killed in the United Arab Emirates after a fragment of an intercepted missile struck a residential building early today. The human cost of this conflict is rising every day, making the necessity for a decisive American response even more urgent now. President Trump and the top military officials at the Pentagon officially named this counteroffensive Operation Epic Fury to reflect its scale. The mission aims to systematically dismantle every major Iranian military asset that poses a threat to our brave service members stationed abroad. 3 American heroes have already made the ultimate sacrifice during these initial stages of the conflict, which has saddened the entire nation. Their names will be remembered forever as we continue to push forward in this necessary fight against the aggressive forces of Iran. Another 5 service members are currently recovering from serious injuries sustained during the Iranian missile attacks on our regional military base facilities. To avenge these losses, the United States decided to deploy the most sophisticated and powerful aircraft that has ever been built today. The B-2 Spirit stealth bomber was chosen because it can bypass even the most advanced radar systems that Iran currently has active. These massive flying wings represent the peak of American engineering, and they are capable of delivering total destruction to any target worldwide. Pilots at Whiteman Air Force Base spent hours preparing their flight plans and checking their systems before taking off on this mission. The target for these elite pilots was the Iranian missile caves, which are massive underground facilities designed to survive a nuclear blast. These caves represent the pride of the Iranian military, and they are used to hide thousands of ballistic missiles from foreign eyes. By striking these facilities, the United States hopes to permanently disable the offensive capabilities of the Iranian regime in one single strike. This operation is not just about revenge, but it is a strategic effort to ensure the safety of our allies and soldiers. The world is watching as these stealthy giants fly across the ocean to deliver justice for the lives that were lost recently. The journey of the B-2 Spirit bombers began at Whiteman Air Force Base, which is located deep within the great state of Missouri. These massive stealth aircraft took off for a grueling 32-hour round-trip mission to strike the heart of the Iranian regime. Because the United Kingdom denied basing rights, these pilots flew thousands of miles across the vast and lonely Atlantic Ocean early this morning. To keep these heavy bombers in the sky for such a long duration, the United States military deployed several specialized KC-135 Stratotanker aircraft. These enormous tankers provided critical aerial refueling support, which allowed the B-2 Spirits to reach their targets without ever needing to land. This mission represents a massive feat of human endurance and technical planning, showcasing the global reach of the United States Air Force today. You might wonder why the military chose the B-2 Spirits specifically for this high-stakes mission against the Iranian missile cave facilities today. The answer lies in its unique combination of stealth technology and the ability to carry a massive amount of heavy-hitting ordnance. Now, Iran has built its most dangerous missile facilities deep inside the Granite Mountains, where they are protected from conventional types of airstrikes today. These underground bases are not just for storage, but they also have specialized fissures that allow for the launch of ballistic missiles. Now, this makes them a double threat to regional security, as they can fire their payloads while remaining hidden from most modern satellites. However, the Iranian regime made a critical mistake by releasing propaganda videos that showcased the internal layout of these secret missile caves recently. In these videos, military analysts noticed that many missiles were being stored out in the open without any protective internal blast doors inside. This lack of internal shielding means a single well-placed strike could trigger a massive chain reaction of explosions inside the entire mountain. The United States military realized that they did not need to destroy the entire mountain to neutralize this dangerous Iranian missile threat today. Instead, the strategic goal was to seal off the entrances and the launch fissures that the Iranian military currently uses for operations today. By collapsing the tunnels, the B-2 bombers can effectively trap the entire missile stockpile inside the mountain, rendering it completely useless today. This approach minimizes the risk of widespread civilian casualties, while ensuring that the Iranian regime cannot launch any more missiles at us. The B-2 Spirit is the only aircraft in the world that can carry the heavy, bunker-busting bombs required for this task. As these silent giants approach the Iranian border, the pilots prepared to unleash a level of firepower that Tehran has really never seen before. Every detail of this mission was calculated to perfection, ensuring that revenge for our fallen soldiers would be both swift and absolute. Each B-2 Spirit bomber is capable of carrying up to 80 individual JDAM bombs, which each weigh 500 pounds. Today, when these bombs are dropped in large enough quantities, they deliver more than enough firepower to seal off all those missile caves. However, the primary weapon used during the mission on March 1st was the 2,000-pound BLU-109 bunker-busting warhead instead. This specific type of ordnance is specifically designed to penetrate deep through the reinforced concrete and granite before detonating its massive payload. By using these powerful bombs, the United States successfully targeted the launch apertures and the main entrances to the hidden cave facilities. Central Command later confirmed that the B-2 stealth bombers struck the hardened ballistic missile facilities with extreme precision and lethal force today. The official report stated that no nation should ever doubt the resolve of America to protect its interests and its service members. Satellite images are now starting to come to light, showcasing the massive amount of damage that these American bombers truly caused yesterday. One series of photographs clearly demonstrates that the Tabriz North missile base has been completely wrecked by the precision B-2 strikes recently. The pictures show the collapsed tunnel entrances, which are more than enough to put these types of bases out of operational commission. It is currently unclear if the B-2s did this, or if it was part of the initial 2000 joint combat strikes earlier. Additionally, the drone and cruise missile storage bunkers located in Konarak have reportedly been destroyed by the relentless American aerial campaign today. What we are witnessing is the systematic destruction of the one major threat that Iran still poses to the United States military. Iran struck our bases with missiles, But now those missiles have been mostly taken out of the picture by our stealth bombers. This means that the United States can now follow up with even more strikes conducted by its massive aircraft carrier assets soon. Because Iran's ballistic missiles are now offline, our carriers can position themselves much closer to the Iranian territory for further combat operations. This will only speed up the rate of strikes that the United States can carry out against the crumbling Iranian military infrastructure. Military experts suggest that F-22 Raptors likely paved the way for the B-2s by destroying many of the Iranian air defenses. With the missile caves collapsed, carrier assets like the F-18s will likely start blasting off every 30 minutes to destroy them. Israel has also gone all in and will surely benefit from the destruction of these Iranian missile sites by the B-2 bombers. 200 jets, including F-35s and custom electronic warfare aircraft, are now joining the fight to ensure a total victory here. Preliminary figures from Al Jazeera suggest that at least 555 people have been killed across Iran so far today. Among them is the most valuable target in the country when it comes to prompting a major regime change very recently. Iranian state television has officially confirmed the death of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and ordered a long 40-day mourning period. Khamenei did not live long enough to watch America's B-2 bombers destroy the missile caves he was so very proud of. Now the country faces an immediate future where it must figure out who will lead while bombs are still flying overhead. A 3-member interim leadership council has been created to choose a successor, but they face a very difficult and dangerous situation. For each potential leader that is considered, there may well be a bomb or missile currently en route to their location. Many Iranians are actually celebrating the news of his death, even as the state officially instructs the entire population to mourn. An engineer named Masoud Godrat Abadi told CNBC that this is the best day of his life and a glorious moment. He hopes that this specific moment will prove to be transformative for the long-term future of the entire Iranian nation. However, losing the supreme leader does not automatically lead to a total regime change within the borders of the Iranian country. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is still operational, though it is being weakened as more American missiles strike deep into Iran. To make matters worse for the regime, the United Kingdom has recently decided to get more involved in this massive fight. Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced that the United States will be allowed to use British bases for future strikes against Iran. This means that future B-2 missions can use RAF Fairford or Diego Garcia instead of flying all the way from Missouri. American pilots may be able to take more time to zero in on their targets, rather than performing long 32-hour runs. President Donald Trump has announced that Iran has a few off-ramps if they feel they have absorbed enough punishment for now. He told Axios that he can either go long and take over everything or end this conflict in just a few days. Iran has only one real option left, which is to end its nuclear weapons ambitions and stop its regional aggression immediately. If they do not take this off-ramp, the B-2 bombers will likely return to finish the job they started so well. The sheer amount of air power being deployed against Iran may finally destroy its already fragile regime for the rest of history. If you want to stay updated on this developing conflict, please hit the like button and subscribe to War Tech Pulse.